Hi, family. My name's Betty. I'm a divine spiritual being living a temporary human experience. I am a near death like experiencer. I'm a grateful person in recovery. I'm a transformation coach. I am insert title here, insert title here, insert title here. I'm just a grateful person. And tonight I had a group of friends. We gather on Tuesday evenings. If you're interested in getting involved with a group of spiritual people, please feel free to check out the community tab on my YouTube, and you'll see the information for the Zoom meeting. So tonight's topic was how do you connect to spirit? And so many amazing things came up in this group. And I thought that I would share some of the ways that I connect to spirit and then some of the contributions from the group tonight as well. So I fully believe in spiritual fitness. If you don't have a spiritual fitness routine, it's going to be much more challenging to connect to spirit, to connect to your guides, angels, source, the universe, whatever language resonates for you. So the same way that if you wanted to improve your physical health, in order for us to improve our spiritual health, we have to be in some sort of structured, disciplined, consistent exercises. The same thing with our emotional health as well. If you want to take care of your mental health, you got to find the tools that help you take care of that. And it's always going to come back to discipline because that's one of the divine masculine attributes. And the divine masculine is the energy that we're calling in to our collective right now, because right now we're living in the masculine shadow in society. And so the masculine light is attempting to come to fruition, and the divine feminine light, of course, as well. And if you want to know more about the masculine and feminine attributes, please feel free to reach out, or maybe I'll make another video about that. So some of the things that I do for spiritual fitness is every morning when I wake up, I drink a liter of water. And our bodies are made of 80 or 90% water. And I watched a movie once, I can't remember what it was called, but they showed that maybe the spirit was actually made of water. And so they were taking people through kind of like this it was like a body spirit separation machine, and then it just separated you into straight water, and then you were just your spirit. So I've always kind of had this belief ever since I've seen that movie that maybe there's some sort of truth to that. Maybe because we're made of 80% water, that is our spirit, because we are mainly spirit and we just think that we're these human meat suits. So the way that I talk to myself and the way that I talk to other people, that vibrates inside of the water within me. And it also vibrates inside of the water that I consume. So when I drink this liter of water, first thing I do is I surrender my shortcomings to my higher power. And that's something that I learned in my 12-step fellowship. It's the seventh step. So I ask God to remove me of my defects of character. And then I speak into the water what the spiritual virtues are that I'd like to embody for the day. So some of my defects of character are I'm a little judgy. Don't judge me about it though. So I ask to be tolerant and accepting of others and myself. So those are the spiritual virtues that counteract the character defect of judgment. I also ask to be open minded because sometimes I can be a little self righteous. I think that my way is the best way or the only way. And so I ask to have that spiritual principle of open mindedness really with me throughout the day. So I also ask to be kind, obviously, because that's my main goal throughout the day. Sometimes I don't make it even an hour into the day before I do something unkind, but I do start my day off with that intention. Please help me to be kind today. So drinking the water and having that prayer practice with the water is a huge part of my spiritual practice. Another thing that I do is I meditate. And I'm not a person who sits on a pillow for 2 hours. I ain't got time for that, y'all. Okay, I live in New York City. My life is very fast paced. So I devote 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes before I go to sleep into some sort of intention setting meditation practice. Because even then, I'm not great at sitting alone with my thoughts. So instead, I refocus my thoughts on the things that I desire into my experience. One of those desires is to be able to sit with my thoughts. So a little bit of a paradox there. And the reason why I do it first thing in the morning, and and right before bed is because that's when you're in a theta state of mind. And your theta state of mind is your creation state of mind. So when we're born to when we're about 7 years old, we're constantly in a theta state of mind, which is why they say babies are sponges and they're taking in everything, because it's true. And they're creating a reality based on belief structures and objects that they've seen and meaning that's been assigned to it and all of those things. So right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up, you're just entering or leaving your dreamscape. And your dreamscape is where you have created an entire universe with your eyes closed. Think about it. You've created emotions, interactions, experiences, environments, all with your eyes closed. So if you have the power to do that with just your mind, then you probably have the power to create the reality you desire for yourself with just your mind. Pretty powerful, right? So that's definitely another one of my tips. I also use my intention setting time to practice a piece of gratitude as well, because gratitude is the cheat code to manifesting your reality. Another thing that I do is I spend time in meditation while I'm exercising my physical body. I think that it's really important to move your physical body. That can be like a walking prayer time as well. So I'm focusing on my breathing because I'm exerting myself. And that can be a very mind clearing opportunity as well. And another thing that I do is I check in with myself every night. Another thing that I learned in my 12-step program, it's the 10th step where you do a daily inventory. So I ask myself about 5 questions every night. And I'm not perfect. I don't do it every night, but I'm, sharing this little bit of knowledge. So I ask myself, what did I do well today? What can I improve upon for tomorrow? Where did my higher power show up in my life today? When did I stay in the moment? And I list 5 things that I'm grateful for in that particular day. So this is an exercise to stay present and to keep myself accountable as well, and to remind myself that I'm guided by God. So another thing that I do to stay connected to source is I look for signs. And a sign can be anything. I've assigned certain meaning to certain things. Like, for instance, my special angel number is 139, or any variation of those numbers, 931, 319, whatever. So that number has a special meaning to me. So, and it's 9:31 right now as I'm recording this. That is so funny. You can't see it on my phone, but I swear to you it is. That is bizarre. So those are my special numbers, which for me means that spirit is with me. And some people see sequences of numbers like 1111 or 222, and those are generally angel numbers as well, right? We know all about this. If you're on some sort of spiritual path, if you're hearing my voice, you know about angel numbers. So those things all have specific meaning for them too. But each person can design a different meaning for it. So for me, 222 means soulmate twin flame energy. 111 means the universe has your back. 444 means my angels are with me. 333 means ascended masters are with me, like Jesus, Moses, Buddha. 555 means change is coming. 666 means don't focus on the material so much. And 888 means master manifester, things like that, right? So you can use those as signs. Also, like, whenever I see a feather, I think of angels. And another person might walk down the street and be like, ew, that's a dirty New York pigeon feather. But for me, I think that it's a spiritual sign. And so that practices that muscle between me and my higher power on a daily basis. So start to assign meaning to things if you think that it will be transformative for you. Another thing that I do is I do an act of service every day, whatever that means. I can hold a door open for somebody. I can work with a client. I could share in a 12-step meeting. I could watch an inspirational video. That's an act of service to myself. So I do something to be of service every day. And I think that those are all the things that I wanted to share. Some of the things that other people shared in the group were things like automatic writing. I really liked hearing about that you can ask the universe a question and just start writing, and just write with the intention that your higher self is going to be the voice answering you. And the higher self's voice is always very gentle and kind. You're never going to hear condemning words. So if you start writing and something negative comes out, that's not your higher self. That's some other aspect of you. It's probably your ego getting in the way. So you can just gently ask your ego to step aside and to let your higher self come in while you're writing. And yeah, there were so many other lovely things. Listen for God in song lyrics, open up a book to a random page, see what source wants to say to you. Utilize whatever tool you need to continue to connect in your life, because that's what I believe the human experience is all about, that remembrance that we are connected to source and that we have access to divine guidance whenever we decide to pull it in. And I'm really grateful to share. And I think that was so beautiful that it was 9:31 when I was talking about my special angel number. And I'm grateful for all of you that can hear my voice, everybody that's watching this now or will watch it later. And that's it. Be wavy.